Okay, hello and welcome to another edition of Club King Snake TV. Today we've got Paul Collins in the beat, all the way from España, here at South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin, Texas. How are you guys today?
Fine. Thanks.
Okay. Why don't you introduce the band, Paul?
Okay. On my left is my good friend, my guitar player, Mr. Octavio Vink, who comes from Gijón, Spain. But we all live in Madrid now. Well, almost all of us. And next to him is my bass player and my manager, Mr. Big, but his real name is Juancho Lopez. And next to him is our drummer, Ginés Martinez, who used to live in Madrid but now lives in Valladolid, which is the capital of Rioja wine, right?
More or less.
No, is it Rioja?
Castilla y Ribera.
Ribera. Very fine wine. Spain features some great wines.
Now, this is a completely different band than I saw you with 30 years ago. Obviously, they would be considerably older if it was the same band. But how long have you guys been playing in Spain together?
A couple of years now. I will clarify since you brought that up. The reason why I used the name again, Paul Collins Beat, which I didn't for a while. When I was living in New York, I call it the Paul Collins Band. Now it's the Paul Collins Beat because it feels to me like the Paul Collins Beat because we play songs from my entire career, from the Nerves to present day, and to me that was an important thing. If I was going to use the name Paul Collins Beat, not to be fraudulent or to mislead people. People come to our show now are going to hear all my songs from my entire career, and if they have a particular song they want to hear and they shout it out, there's a relatively good chance that we'll play it.
Cool. Now, you've got a gig, is it tonight?
Tonight is our official showcase slot at the Havana 6 Calle Patio at midnight. It's the Get Hip night, and we're playing with the Cynics and the Ugly Beats and several other bands. And then tomorrow we're doing the is it Freddie Steady Hootenanny at Antone's Record Shop at 7 p.m.
Wow, and yesterday you were doing a book signing as well, weren't you?
Yeah, that was very cool. We did the South by book, which is, I guess, hosted by Barnes & Nobles in the convention center. And that was very cool. And met some old fans, dropped by. And it was also nice to go to the convention center. We got some strings, and we got to check out your booth and all the other stuff that was happening around.
Well, I know that the band picked up some King Snake T-shirts, and we're going to fix you up with a King Snake T-shirt later on today. With all the stuff going on that you guys are participating in here at South by, you think you'll get a chance to see any bands?
Well, actually, we have. That's one of the nice fringe benefits of coming to the festivals. Everybody has their. There's obviously there's so many bands playing. Everybody has gone through the schedule long before we ever got here and thought, we got to see these guys, we got to see these guys. And we've seen, these guys saw Rocky Erickson last night. I stood outside and listened to it. And we saw Hugh Cornwell, and which to me has been my favorite show so far. And we also saw Ian McLaughlin. We saw Pete Townsend play with Ian McLaughlin. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
That's exactly how you pronounce it.
And we also saw him last night at the Lucky Club, and who else have we seen?
Peter Case.
Oh yeah, I played with Peter Case I sat in and did a few Nerve songs with Peter Case at the Saxon Club, and we also saw, who else played before Peter?
Bobby Whitlock.
Bobby Whitlock, which was great. And who else did we see? Oh, we saw the Nice Boys.
Yeah.
And today these guys are going to see the Hoodoo Gurus and UMI. And we saw the Woggles. We saw was it Pat Tolan? Was it Toot? Pat Todd, who used to have something the
Lazy Cowgirls.
Lazy Cowgirls. Cool. So no, it's been fantastic, and we've also had the benefit of the famous Texan hospitality. We're staying with a very good friend of mine, Eric Blakely, who's a local musician who's been unseen here for many, many years. He has a big, beautiful house out in Bastrop. And also Joe Emery from the Ugly Beats, who is another local musician, has taken care of all our equipment needs. And we did a live radio broadcast on Radio Co-op, or Coop, or I don't know how you pronounce it. And Wednesday night, which was very cool. It was their first live internet feed broadcast. And so we've been really Very impressed. Very, very impressed by the hospitality of the Texans. I can speak for all of us on that. Right?
Yeah.
What about South by Southwest itself? It's kind of a big rolling party, isn't it?
I'd say if you like beer, this is the place to go.
Más cerveza. Más
Oh, and
cerveza.
Mexican food too. Wow, we've been, we're in Spain. They have great food, but Mexican food like you can get here, that's a little tougher to find. And we've been to Las Manitas.
Oh, that's that's where all the famous
And
people
but we got to put a plug in for another place. El Azteca is on 7th Street, which is absolutely incredible. We have the Cabrito, which is
Oh, cabrito, go.
really, really
Oh,
great.
good.
And it's fun for these guys because they speak perfect Spanish, so there's no problem.
What is next for you guys here, besides, of course, the South by? I mean, what happens after South by for you?
We take a very long flight back to Madrid, and then we go to Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
And then we're pretty much booked solid. Switzerland, France, we're going back to this will be our second years at the Road to Ruins Festival in Rome. Later on we're going to Japan. We have a lot of dates in Spain, and we're going to be talking to Greg at Get Hip about putting together an East Coast / West Coast, or East Coast and then later West Coast tour. And we're working all the time, literally all the time.
Anything new on the recording front?
Yes, according to Mr. Big here, we're making an album this summer.
An album this summer. Wow, all new songs, or
I hope so.
Is it going to be a live album?
No. I mean, no. A new studio album, which is pretty much complete. In fact, tonight and tomorrow we're going to play 2 of the new songs from that album. One's called When the Heart Wavers, and the other one is called I Still Want You.
Okay. When we talked on the telephone a couple weeks back, we talked about a lot of things, but we never got a chance to talk about your book that you did the book signing on.
That's true. I'm very happy to have had my first book published. It's published in Spanish, so I still haven't read it yet. But yes, I wrote a book right at the same time that Octavio and I put together Flying High, and it's about my life. Picks up with me at age 6 and carries right on through to, well, I wrote it a couple years ago now, till I was 48. And I have managed to sum up my life in 114 pages.
114 pages?
You got to read between the lines.
Okay.
No, it's funny because I said, I have a 12-year-old kid, Noah, and I said, well, I don't know, Noah, it's awfully thin. And he said, did you tell your story? I said, yeah. I said, don't worry about it.
Well, I imagine you could devote probably a page or two just to the numbers of bands and musicians you've worked with and toured with.
Yeah, it's not that kind of book, though, because I didn't really set out to write like a rock and roll chronicle like, let's say, Mr. Bob Dylan's book. It's more the personal side of someone who's been in rock and roll and what it means to me and what my struggle has been to try to stay in the game.
Cool.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of anecdotes. I referred to my previous bandmates. I've changed everybody's names, which to me gave me a license. It's very funny because of that. And the name of the book is My Mother, My Mentor, and Me. So it's really about, I'm kind of like in the middle of this triangle between my mentor, who is a musically based person, and of course my mother, and everybody knows about Mom. So.
Well, I thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us today. Once again, this is Paul Collins and the Beat. They'll be playing tonight and also tomorrow here at Austin South by Southwest for Club Kingsnake. This is Jeff Behringer reporting.